All right, we're here with Stan and Sherry Naegele. They did some work with us, and we're just here to kind of talk to them a little bit about their experience. So, what led up to you guys deciding to do the siding work on your home in the first place?
Well, we needed to do painting. We had rotten wood. That's basically it. We needed to make a decision whether we're just going to place the rotten wood or do hardy plank or what our options were.
Okay, very good. How long had you had the rot? Was it an ongoing problem that you had, or?
Ongoing, yeah. We had patches here and there, done, but it was kind of just continued to be a problem.
Okay, and that's why you decided to go with something more permanent?
Right.
Okay, very good. So when you were sitting down deciding on the company you were going to use, what did that shopping process look like? How did you guys kind of map that out?
Well, we actually called a couple just handymans to give us indications, and we called two or three other companies like yours,
Okay.
and had y'all come out and do the workout for us.
Okay. And where did you find those companies? Where did you go for that information initially to determine who you were going to actually sit down with?
Well, we'd asked people we work with and family members, and then also I got on the internet.
Okay.
And just Googled siding, hardy plank, and read reviews on different companies, and really just tried to narrow it down to 3 companies, Southwest included, of course.
Very good. And then I guess kind of tell us about a little bit about your process. We weren't the first company that you guys saw, so if you could walk me through that, and how did that process go for you guys from looking at another company to ultimately deciding to have Southwest Exteriors do the work for you?
Well, we actually had met with a couple companies prior to yours, and we had kind of made a decision before you came over. And then when you presented to us, and it was a substantial difference in cost, we thought it was a no-brainer. And so we thought, and we've done that many times in the past, gone with like the lowest price, and so that was our decision.
Yeah, and it was always a disaster.
Exactly.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So anyway, we met with that company a few times after that, and we started getting uncomfortable about it.
Right. Well, just what we found is, yes, there was a considerable price difference, but we made the decision to go with the other company, and it just didn't set right. It just didn't set right, and we had issues trying to choose color, and it just went from starting out with a decision to just absolutely no peace about it, and I needed help picking color, and they had no one available. Deborah was just incredible when she came over and helped me, and when I finally did get someone from the other company over here to help me with that process, he was actually the sales guy, and he didn't know color from color, and then I found out what all was not included.
Right.
Which
Wow.
just really made it, all the worse tasting as far as our decision was concerned. And by the time he added up the things that he had not included in his original proposal, it didn't close the gap, but, I said to him, I don't know why you didn't tell me this to begin with. For example, they weren't going to paint our shutters, and there was just a lot of things that he wasn't going to do.
Yeah, that'll be extra.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, an apples for apples thing, which we thought we were getting.
And how did you ultimately, that's interesting, how did you ultimately find out how did you come to realize that all those things weren't included? How did you figure that out?
Because I had him here one evening, and when I was talking about what I wanted to do, he said, well, we weren't planning to do that. I said, well, no, wait a minute, I've got your contract here, and, he said, no, you just misunderstood. That's not part of what we're going to do. And so my final discussion with him kind of went like this. So at the end of the job, you say you're finished, and I'm going to come driving down the street expecting to see this beautiful home like you see now, and there's going to be still so much white left because that was our original color, but you're going to tell me you're finished. And he just nods his head, yeah, that's right. So what it did is it brought back up all the prior experiences we've had with contractors, where it was just a disaster, a mess, and so we called you and asked if you please come back out and talk to us again. And kudos to you, Ryan. You were wonderful in your presentation, and that's when we knew this is the company we need to go with. This is the company.
Well, we certainly appreciate that. That's good information. Now, once you guys made that decision, I guess first of all, how did you feel about that? How did that change some of your feelings that you had previously? And then, how was that experience ever since you agreed that, hey, we want Southwest Exteriors to work on our project? How did you feel going forward from there? How was that experience?
It was really great. They came over, you came over, and your team came over.
Love the team. Love the whole team.
The team approach. Talk to us about how this is going to take place, when it's going to take place, the time frame it's going to take place, and by God, you all lived to your promise. I mean, your
You
statements.
did the video. We loved that. You were able to show us exactly as you were talking on the video, telling us what you were going to do. We could see exactly what you were talking about on the video, and Stan and I work by appointments. And your whole team, when they say we'll be here at 8 o'clock every morning, we work a full day, that's exactly how it went. Frank was wonderful. Horatio, the painter, was just wonderful. Deborah, as I said, was so helpful with picking colors. And they were here every morning on time. They worked all day long. They cleaned up. At the end of the day, I didn't have a mess everywhere like all the other contracting experiences we've had. And just friendly. The guys are always in uniform, and I liked that. And Horatio, I think we wore out with the different paint colors and the samples he did for me. He was just so sweet and wonderful. And just overall, every day when I came home, I was happy. Okay, I didn't come home from a long day working just a frustration around here. Everything was clean and neat, and I was happy.
Wow.
Which makes him happy.
That's great to hear. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
So just real quickly, you said you'd made some really bad decisions in the past, home improvement decisions, by selecting maybe the lowest price or the cheaper price.
Yeah.
If you could maybe point out 2 or 3 significant things that were different, what do you think those would be based on how you'd shopped for home improvement prior versus this time around here?
Well, like our windows. When we did our windows, 10 years ago, we used a household company. Everybody knows this company. Been around forever. And, they told us that it was their own personnel. They subcontracted the entire job. You guys use your own people, and I love that. It makes a huge difference. And they made a mess while they were here. When they were pulling the glass out, they cut themselves and bled on my drapes, and it was a mess. And what was supposed to be 2 weeks ended up being 2 months, and it was just a bad experience. And
continued to find glass particles inside and outside for 2 years after that.
Yes, bad experience. And then just some other remodel projects we've done around here. Just not a good experience. So overall taste in the mouth for contractors wasn't good, okay? But Southwest Exteriors has changed. That whole, the experience was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Well, we appreciate that very much. How would you guys feel about sharing the type of experience you've had with the other people you care about, friends, family, maybe even someone who's employed you guys for what you do? How would you feel about that?
Well, we already have.
Yeah. And wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Wouldn't hesitate at all.
Yeah.
At any time, any customer that you're talking to, if you need referral, please feel free to give them our name and number. We would definitely, they can come to our home, our beautiful home, and they can see the work that you guys do. Just a great experience. And I know that you know, you guys are, you won't always be the lowest one, and in some cases you may be considerably higher than who the other contractors that they're speaking with. But I can tell you, for us, it was worth every penny, every penny.
Yeah, and there weren't any. The other thing we were worried about, to be honest with you, is okay at the end we're going to get hit with a change order or something. You know, there's something they're not including in here because that always happens too. You know, with other
Right, always happened
contractors.
to us.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this and this, and so that was so much, and you delivered, and it was exactly per your contract. So that was great.
Very good. So if I understand you, you'd have no problem referring us. Is that correct?
Absolutely not. No.
Very good. Well, we certainly appreciate you guys, and this will be a real helpful tool for other folks that have maybe found themselves in your same situation as far as deciding how to do their next project. So we thank you guys very much, and appreciate you guys' relationship with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ryan.